A little backstory to showcase little me. My parents divorced in second grade, and something snapped inside of me. Every minor inconvenience in my life became worthy of a tantrum. Screaming at them I hate them. Threatening to jump out of windows. Once the cops even came to my house because I screamed so often my neighbors thought I was being abused. One day in third grade, I don't remember why, I snuck under my desk and into the backpack of the girl sitting across from me. I took her folder and put it in my bag. It was towards the end of class and she told our teacher, who asked me to return it. I went into a rage, screaming that I didn't steal it and how dare she accuse me. I gripped my desk and a security guard and my vice principal carried me out of my class as I kicked and screamed. I was sent to the principal, where I kept screaming how I hated life and I wanted to die and I wanted my parents to die. My parents were called and I was taken to a hospital where I spent. Then the next morning I was carried, kicking and screaming, into an ambulance. I remember my mom sitting there crying as I screamed every curse word I knew at her, saying it was her fault and I was going to pee myself if they didn't let me out. My time at the hospital they took me to was a blur, and when I was released I would be in therapy up until I graduated. I've always for some reason felt the need to defend myself, saying it wasn't my fault and blaming everyone for freaking out on me. But I was the one responsible for everything that happened after. Not my parents. Not the school. Not my classmate. I did it, and it feels so amazing to finally say it. Edit, just because a lot of people are asking. 1. I don't remember wanting anything inside the folder, I believe I just took it because it was pretty. 2. My relationship is amazing with my parents now, and I have a
But when finally ready to say it, I stole her folder the way you wrote that.
It was really funny and really glad y'all are doing better op.
Haha, thank you.
That's very mature of you, honestly, to own up to your behavior. Good on you.
Friend, I hope you were able to work through everything and come out on top.
Thank you, it has been a rough ride.
But I am so much better off because of it. Yeah, you got me. I did it. I stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
You know what I'm about to say, I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Who you call the TV?
Did you ever have conversations with your parents about how splitting up affected you? Were you
able to find acceptance in their split later on through therapy?
That's a great outlook.
It does mess you up, I don't remember actively being sad, but just
doing random stupid stuff for no reason.
Good for you, it must be very relieving to get that self-lie off your neck. And when I was a kid I was jealous of the divorced kids because they
got 2 Christmases. I should probably re-examine my perspective.
The damn vampire man.
Curious how the relationship is with your parents. Did you ever apologize
to your mom for the nightmare she lived through?
My son is all about super simple songs.
Same, I acted out a lot in boarding school because of my parents' divorce.
I was also compulsively lying about shit all the time. It took a
while for me to stop, but I'm much better now.
Thank you, it really is.
This deserves an upvote.
Wait, what? A $3,000 fine just because some kid said something that could be and is made up lie.
But I am so happy to hear that things are better.
Why are you stuck with the bill then? This seems to have happened on record. Reread Op's post, then stop blaming other people for your shit, and stop being so dramatic telling randoms. You want to die? We've all been 14 before. I'm assuming the bill is to pay for the mental hospital, although that doesn't sound fair either.
And my parents divorced when I was young, and I went through a period of
compulsively lying too. I wonder why that's so common.
Yeah, why you're not having kids now?
No, it was the screaming and suicidal threats I gave once I realized they caught me.
You said technically, not even friends and close friend about the same person and confused.
I am talking about a lawsuit to recover damages.
the Cookie Monster. Do you suffer from borderline personality disorder by any chance?
Oh well, okay, so you're explaining how you've matured from the time you were in 3. Grade 2 now. Why does this have so many upvotes?
WTF, that poor girl is probably traumatized. No, he got sent there for screaming that he hated life and stuff like that.
I am Spartacus. Thank you so much.
You still have the folder. Yeah, it was hilarious. It sounded like you were confessing to murder.
My first thought, Hahaj.
Glad you're better.
Wow, that's a really insightful way to look at it. Makes total sense. It's
Always good to have plausible explanations to things like this.
Lola also handled it fairly normally. I think it's important to realize that it can do weird things too.
A kid, everyone is different, so it's not a given it will impact them negatively.
how are your parents now, Op?
I cannot tell you why I chopped down the cherry tree.
Just send her thishps or YouTube village pixies for. It takes a lot of courage and self-reflect to say this. Congrats, Op, glad you are feeling better.
And to think all you needed was a Snickers.
If it was a Lisa Frank folder, I totally get it, but seriously, I am glad that things have improved for you, and I am so sorry you had to endure that.
You'd realize what subreddit were in, right, and also know shit he was.
Immature, he was in grade 3, get your head out of your ass.
Or maybe we have different understandings of that turn of phrase. I always
Thought it meant, though both sides look very different, they're the same.
object just seen from different perspectives.
Haha, honestly, if I know my younger self, it probably was thank you so much.
From the title I thought we were just insanely overdramatic. But the story makes a ton more sense. Glad you're doing better.
Oh wow, that's deep. Although I slightly hold your parents responsible, it makes me feel that y'all are probably a
Great person and good at owning up to anything you do.
UFO stand-up person.
That's a really big milestone, man. It's good you're doing better. It's never too late to take responsibility for your actions. It
Might be too late to be forgiven, but it's not too late to forgive yourself.
Hearing this story makes me feel optimistic about my own problems, and the way they have affected
my personal relationships especially. Thank you for sharing. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, you are more likely to get diagnosed 18 years and older. I was
diagnosed around 23, or that's not a label you want.
There could be a reason or there could not be one. Whatever floats your boat.
Tell your parents, not us, they're the ones who need to hear it.
Better listen to your family. You've put them through years of shit because
you're immature and continue to deal with responsibilities.
Objection!
Thank you so much. 8 years old.
nothing that I can remember, honestly.
Objection!
Amazing. Actually, I am extremely close to both of them, and they're really happy that I've gotten a lot better.
No, I think it was like a unicorn or something girly on it.
8 years old.
Well, I'm going to try to explain it to mine now. You've inspired me.
Remind me of Keenan and Kel. I put the screw in the tuna.
Has the same energy as the I don't care that you broke her elbow meme.
My parents were strict, so when they separated I lied a lot more, but I knew
How to lie really discreetly so now none of my lies were found.
Not even 3 years later. I mean, like, this is basically a confession. You know that makes no sense, your friend.
Clearly seem to be the one with issues. Hope you can prove this and get your life back, lol. Best of luck.
I've heard this before. Why exactly is it?
The cause is unknown, but it is mostly thought to be a combination of genetics and childhood trauma. There is no cure, but there are therapies that are proven effective for some patients.
I am not a doctor, I am not diagnosing, but sure does sound like BPD to me. Did anyone else picture him climbing into another kid's backpack, or was it just me? You needed your pain to be seen, recognized, and healed. It was a power praxis.
Thank you for sharing. I know it must have been hard, but
also freeing at the same time.
wait, I am confused. This isn't supposed to be a programmer humor, right? You basically were the human version of the Doomslayer.
Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you are doing better.
I'm proud of you.
There are literally millions of people dealing with similar issues as you, and with this admission you've become further than most will ever manage. Keep it up. This is what strength looks like.
I am proud of you. Being honest saves us so much time and energy. Just curious, what was your diagnosis? My daughter has intermittent explosive disorder.
But she only targets herself.
Divorce is psychologically hard on children. I'm glad to hear you have a great relationship with your parents now. I have a BP1 diagnosis and relate to this damn hard. I am glad. It sounds
like you have made a lot of progress. Stay awesome.
I am honestly really happy for you went through.
Shouldn't you real right now? I don't even know how to put this, but
I am just sort of very proud of you.
Okay, good, you're not the girl that stole my Spider-Man
folder and had to go to Ace and Radnet.
Stop comment shaming me. Parents divorcing does not solicit this level of insanity.
Stay strong. I am here if you want to talk to me, friend.
Okay, Boomer. And all the versions.
Rick Astley.
That's perfect.
Exactly. Why would you want to live in a home with
parents who hate each other and fight? And yell and probably take it out in certain ways on the children.
I agree. You're a child. You can't hold it against yourself. You
grew from how you acted in 3rd grade, so that shows that you've matured.
I'm grown and that act isn't who you are as a person.
WTH, this is really messed up. How could the court be
involved in any way, though?
Life in a nutshell. Thank you, and I know that they all cared so much about me. I think you mean they are trying to hint that you have BPD. So you were that kid.
How old were you?
How long were you in the hospital for?
What was the folder?
It reminds me of that scene in Girl Interrupted Window Break.
Into the room where they keep all the folders of them and they start reading each other's folder out loud.
I am glad everything better. I have that happen to me too. Almost got sent to a mental hospital a few years ago.
In elementary school, a little boy would sneak under my desk and make fart sounds. I didn't do it.
What the hell was in that folder?
What's your relationship with your parents like now?
That's great. Good job. Was it a Spider-Man folder? What was in the folder?
Words so hard for many of people to confess, but you did nice. That 3-way greater commitment to the cause. I have to know what was in that folder.
Nothing that I can remember, I just thought it was a pretty folder. How old are you now?